Hello, my name is Philip, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about my self-esteem. Obviously a big topic, not like the other videos I've made so far, but I just decided to go off script today, just sort of wing it and really just share my open and honest thoughts. And if anyone finds it interesting, so be it. If not, it is what it is. I'm really just going to be telling my story and thinking about it from various different angles in my life and really just sharing my own reflections, if you will, on where I feel like I've been with this topic and this journey and where I feel like I actually am now on this subject of self-esteem. Now for context, I was born and raised in a good family. I'm super thankful for it. I was upper middle class. I was never having any issues like that. Thankfully, I was educated very, very well. I was always a pretty involved kid growing up. I was part of sports teams and scouts and other activities. So when it came to low self-esteem, I don't think I really ever wrestled that deeply with it. There were times where I would get jealous of people, but that's just part of being a kid. And when you're a kid, you get jealous of really dumb stuff. Like so-and-so has an Xbox, or so-and-so is better at this soccer drill than I am for these 5 minutes of time that you forget about the next day. You naturally have a shorter, you could say, mental cycle, if you will. But then high school comes around. In high school, I feel like that's where you start to really experience the reality of having a crush, or going to prom, or varsity sports teams. You really do start to feel the effects at times when you're not as good at something as someone else, or you're not as XYZ as so-and-so, and that can really begin to, I think, deepen that. And it certainly did the same thing for me. I remember in high school always being jealous of this person or that person, or I had a crush on someone and they like someone else. I would just feel that so intensely and get down to myself and pretend that I was just some loser kid. Obviously, I think that's a lot more bleeding, I would say, in high school. You still have that short span of memory and you're not thinking too much about it in the long run. You're always sort of thinking about the next thing that comes up, and you're not dwelling on it as much as you would if you're a lot older and wiser and have more life behind you, if you will. And then this all really hit me, I would say, when it came to college. That was when I really feel like for the first time I was flooded by thousands, literally thousands of people who were all just as smart as, probably better looking than, probably better off than me in terms of general ability and social ability, whether it be the athletes or the super smart kids. They're just at this different tier of person that even at age 19, 20, 21, you start to feel that. And I really started to feel comparison. During that fourth year of college, man, I would be in the gym every morning and I would spend so much time looking at a certain guy or girl and immediately just weighing myself up and always coming to that conclusion of, oh, they're just better than me. They are just bigger or stronger or more attractive, or they probably have a much better life than I do outside of the gym in this college bubble, if you will, and I'm just me. And that was a big part of college for me. Even though people don't know that about me, I really wrestled with comparison in college and definitely got rejected a lot, definitely got turned down a lot, and that was very frustrating. I would say that those demons really starting to come to play, I would say, at the end of college. And that was where I think the story sort of takes off now, which is post-college. So after college is when I think the story gets a bit more challenging. Now for context, I live in DC. I'm very thankful to be where I am, honestly. I work at a good job in consulting. I get to do a lot of cool things with that. For some reason, I just still have this bug. It's like this mosquito on my shoulder where even though I look at myself at times and I'm very thankful for what God's done for me, I still get into comparison mode. I'm telling you, man, it was just a challenge to get myself together when it came to self-esteem since graduation. And it still is. Like, there are still times where I just sit there and I have the most miserable, awful days and I cannot explain why. I know it's low self-esteem and I can't even tie it to an event or an interaction or a person. It just is that way. I just feel low self-esteem and it's very, very hard and very challenging. I'm sure many of you have felt this before and have gone through the same thing yourself at moments, so I'm not saying I'm Mr. Special in that regard, but yeah, it's just very, very challenging when I feel like I'm still in that mode of comparison and low self-esteem. Even after graduation, even after going to a good college, getting a good job, just goes to show that you shouldn't tie yourself and your identity to your LinkedIn title or your recent promotion or how much money you make or how many likes you have on a video or how many followers you have on Instagram. But for me, it still is hard. It's still a challenge to know that I am loved and cared for by so many people and still have days where I am walking around miserable about myself and my prospects and just putting my entire self into this box of, and I'm this lonely little turtle with nothing to give and nothing to do and my prospects are low, or I'm just not unique or interesting like this YouTuber I saw or this athlete that people always talk about and rave about. It also comes down to attractiveness. I frankly most of the time don't think I'm very attractive, and that's not me trying to be Mr. Self-Pity. That's more just me sharing honestly about myself and the fact that having a cleft lip palate and other things like that have affected my self-esteem in more recent years, where dating is more top of mind and friendships and all those things are more central to my life now that I'm out of college and I'm in a mode of life where I'm an adult trying to navigate this big wide world. Even after all this time, it's still just a massive challenge. So I just want to say that as an encouragement, people that might feel they're still in that mode of low self-esteem, and trust me, it probably starts in your childhood and it definitely carries its way through, and for me it's certainly the effects of that now. So I'm not here to say that I'm special or unique in that sense. I'm just here to say that it's a real thing. Low self-esteem is a real thing, and I think that for me, since graduating college and even having achieved so many things along that path, there are still times where I just feel like trash. I feel like I don't have anything worthwhile, and that's a hard feeling, but it's a real one. It's one that I feel like I want to just share with you guys, and part of why I started this channel in the first place was because I've been feeling that way so much, and I just have felt like doing something interesting like this where I test myself, I test my self-confidence, I test my self-consciousness, if you will, with a freaking mic and camera, just talking to it. That's a very scary thing that I'm not used to doing every single day. So really it's just to say that low self-esteem is real. If you're feeling that in the moment right now, which I am at times, and felt a lot of even today just walking around, there will be a better time. There will be that moment where you begin to understand yourself more and you begin to overcome those things, and I just want to put that out there as kind of a brain dump or a rant, if you will, to share that, because so many people out there probably wrestle with low self-esteem that you don't even realize. It's probably the most attractive girl you're picturing or person that you know, whatever it might be, that has crazy low self-esteem, and even though it doesn't seem rational to you, they're still facing it, and it's still a real thing that people have to deal with on an everyday basis, whether you're young or old or hot or not hot, whatever it is. It's a real thing. But I'll leave you with this. I just want to say that I just went a big long rant about this. This video will probably get little to no traction, and that's okay. I'm not trying to get that from this. I'm more just trying to share openly and honestly a perspective that the low self-esteem is going to be a thing that will walk with you along the way. Not to sound like a motivational YouTuber, I'm not trying to be that, but I do think that it's something that is really important to me that I like to talk about, and I just felt like, why not? So that, I'll leave it there. I'll stop talking. Thank you all for watching. If you have any thoughts on this topic, drop them below in the comments. I'm very open to chatting through this and sharing more, and yeah, if you enjoyed it, let me know, and I hopefully will see you guys next time. As always, thanks for watching. My name is Philip. Peace.